Good evening, guys. It is Thursday night and it is racing once again here at SARCO. It is the final round this evening, and that is the American Series done and dusted, finishing off at Mount Panorama in Bathurst. And it is a double points scoring for this evening. There are three drivers fighting for podium, four drivers who are possibly still within a chance. I've just seen some of the stuff coming up there, and our wonderful friend from Italy, Lala, has got first dibs this evening, saying she's got the first row seat this time, and Ruan saying let's go team L&R. Two commentators have joined me this evening, and that is Marius as well as Tyler. Marius, good evening. Tyler, good evening. How are you gentlemen doing?
Evening. No, we're fine. Very excited. Awesome track, so I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
Hello everyone. Yes, it is Thursday night once again, my favorite night. We get to commentate with these lovely gentlemen on the best series around.
Did you say lovely?
Yes. Okay. Never mind. But yes, it is SARCO.
We'll give you an opportunity to try that again.
With these gentlemen tonight.
Thank you.
And yes. Mount Panorama double points, 4 drivers going for the championship, and let's see what happens.
Just having a look, guys, we've got 1 minute on the server, and that's essentially just waiting for that to kick off. So Lala coming back and saying hi Dylan, hi Ruan, everybody good evening, and Ruan saying how's it Tyler, so that's directly there to you. Gentlemen, Mount Panorama. Gerard Voslu's approved of this. Gerard, thank you very, very much for that. It's always great to see, even though we know that you're not in South Africa anymore, you still tune in on a Monday and a Thursday. Thank you very much. Let's talk Mount Panorama. We've got 23 corners. It is fast-paced. It is aggressive. It is twisty. It is windy. There's that payoff between high risk, high result. What is the approach that the driver should be taking here this evening?
To be honest, I personally believe you must keep it out of the wall. If you keep it clean, you will get the positions, but at the end of the day, you do want to move forward. So there must be that element of trying to push, but at the end of the day, you must keep it out of the wall, keep it clean, and not ruin your race. To finish first, you must finish.
Morris, you've had some experience here, so not necessarily on the PC world, but definitely a Assetto Corsa from the project, from the PlayStation point of view. Areas to overtake, where you're going to be setting yourself up, knowing that the driver that you're chasing is a little bit slower. Where are the opportunities you're looking for?
Well, the last corner, Murray's corner, is actually Murray's corner. Hell's corner, and when you go through the chase, that's usually the places where if you apply enough pressure you could get a gap, or where you're very confident on the brakes. But I agree, consistency here is king. Keeping it off those walls, that is key. So it's usually a race of attrition here.
Yep.
You have to be very precise, so yeah, that makes it all that more exciting.
And then do we bring the strategy in as well, where drivers might want to pit early, get themselves out of the traffic? We saw Vincent now doing that last week, where he pitted very early to try and come back. Didn't quite finish at the top there, but that strategy did work. He did say that he got stuck behind some traffic. overtaking here is quite difficult. So could that be a potential that you pit early but then do get stuck behind a trail?
Whoa, that's a bit of a gamble you take. You could end up getting stuck behind slower cars with that strategy. Yeah, it's a difficult one. It's always a gamble because luck also has a big role to play on this track. Corners are all blind. When someone crashes, when you come around a corner, there might be a car right in front of you. So, nerve-wracking.
Just looking at some of the comments coming through, Ruins, it says orange face, orange biting nails. So obviously we're not seeing that emoji coming up, but we could definitely get a sense of what Ruin's trying to say. He's saying flat mountain will guide you. Whether that's the right approach, that also remains to be seen.
Wall riding also works.
Yeah. Are you switching us on there?
Yes, I am indeed. I was just making sure that I had everything that was required. And here you go. And what my fellow commentators are saying is just so that they are now able to see exactly what I'm seeing, so we are speaking the same language. There we go. So we do have looks like that's Paul Fenter deciding that not to sit around and wants to get himself out on the track. Sarah Bond has joined us saying, hi, Mount Panorama, one of my favorite tracks to watch. Well, Sarah, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We do have Etienne, who's bitten the bullet, having a go, as well as Adrian Bond and Wayne Bond. So those the two teammates wanting to get out nice and early. Then further down we see Paul Fenter. He's out on the lap, as well as our Robin van der Merwe, car number 2, and just behind him is Gary van der Haar. So the three of them heading out.
One thing to definitely watch out for in this qualifying session is traffic at the top of the mountain. Everybody trying to make space for cars coming past, and hopefully everybody keeping out of each other's way.
Yeah, that's for sure. Getting a clean lap in could be tricky sometimes. Finding that gap is essential.
And I do believe that that pit stop and that strategy will definitely be a big point to play. And also understanding that the laps that the guys are doing, these are one flying lap. So it is kind of, you either make it or break it. And it is very, very tricky to try and find that right groove and that right rhythm nice and early.
Yeah, Dylan, every time I went out on a quali on this track before, I told myself to keep it safe. But somehow this track entices you to just keep on harder and harder. It's very difficult to find time.
And look, and it's one of those interesting discussions, because what I found, and that's specifically in my own kart racing, is somebody says to me, don't worry, keep it on the track, go safe, you don't need to push. But then you get out of that rhythm, whether you're pushing it at that limit or just before that limit, and you just find that rhythm, and trying to half brake, that's when things start going wrong. So I definitely find pushing it as hard or as comfortable as I can for as long as I can, that's essentially what I want to do.
That's great.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're all racing drivers. We all want to go fast. So sometimes it's just finding that comfortable spot where you are fast, but you're not risking it too much.
So I also see Ruan Heineke. He's out in the Bulldog Academy car. And I'm wondering whether Ruan will be happy to see the back of the Honda on its way out. Etienne Mouton, he's been the first person to go and get a lap in a 204.3. That's pretty decent from him. Adrian Bond, a 205.6 for him. Paul Fenter currently out on a flyer. And you can just see just toying with that mountain as he comes through turn number 10 now. Now on the brakes at Skyline, using the little signboard as a braking marker. Gear down once, gear down twice. Get the car turned in right up against the wall there.
Oh, that looked solid.
You want to maximize your exit speed coming down this very, very long straight, all the way down the entire length of the course.
And we got Lala saying that the shape of the track looks like a gun. Well, it does indeed.
I've actually never noticed that. It does, what?
And we'd just like to say thank you to Mr. Paul Fenter for assisting us. Mohat Musa, his livery after 6 races has finally been uploaded. So there it is. That's what the all carbon fiber black car should actually look like.
That is a very nice livery, that's for sure.
And just got to be careful, because on the one side you've got the blue and the yellow, and the other side you've got the black and the red. And it does seem like it could be 2 different cars. So Robin van der Merwe in his Audi has put the car top. Paul Fenter currently taking up that second place.
Wow, 2:02.9 is a very good time for a 1-lap quali.
See, Gary van der Haai, he has put it into a 5th place. Very respectable result that there for him. So, Atala, do you have the current standings just in terms of where the championship points are? And the reason I'm asking is because it is extremely close out there, knowing that there are essentially 3 drivers that can take the win here this evening, and the driver in 4th place does have an outside shot to get himself onto that podium.
No, yeah, it's very close up at the top. The top 3 separated by only 21 points. The top 4 only by 25 points. P1 we've got Vincent now with 364 points. P2 is Giancarlo Scula, 356. Third, Moaf Musa, 335. And in 4th place we do have Alex Mo with 310, 25 behind Vincent now in P1. So it's very close up at the top. Anyone could really take it. It is Bathurst. Anything can happen.
Musa just put it up into 2nd place with 12.2. Good lap.
Very good lap.
That is good looking.
I'd have to say it's between this and the LTR car that looks best. The Ferrari.
No, that's not what I wanted.
Right, is there still, Nell is still on track, Greening as well, and then Robson and Ferreira is still busy with the lap, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. So let's just see who that is. So there's
Skitter hasn't gone out yet, Van Sale as well, Marais hasn't gone out. They're waiting, obviously. So the track rubbers in a little bit of strategy there. I suppose making your lap in the last 3 minutes would, you'll get the optimum out of the track. Most rubber on it.
Hello, Memo. It is Tyler Humphreys and Marius Witma that are with me in the commentary box. Memo says hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Memo.
Hello,
Are you not racing? Is he racing?
He is racing. So there we go. Flip van Zyl getting his affairs warmed up and ready to go. Vincent now currently on a flying lap, it seems.
This is the man leading the championship. around, leaving no room out there.
Listen, he is not leaving anything out there. He's on the very limit.
You can see riding those curbs to their absolute limit, getting right up on them, making sure he's using as much of the track available between each wall, because I'm sure he wants to take this charge to currently the championship leader is Giancarlo Scula.
Oh, good drive out there at Forest Elbow.
Dylan, I think Vincent Null is leading the championship. If I'm not mistaken. I think Giancarlo Scula is 8 points behind him.
Ah, there we go. So it is the current championship leader. For some reason in my mind I had them the other way around. I thought it was Giancarlo that had changed it up there.
Right, braking hard into Murray's.
You don't want to run too wide and hit the grass, it will really hurt your time. Where does that put him? On pole.
That
2023.
Absolutely fantastic. So that is...
Well, we're still just short of that 201 that I thought might be possible. There's a 2019 by Loureiro, just as I said it. My prediction was close. We've seen a 201.
No, 202.3 is the fastest so far.
Now, where did I see that 201 then?
So I know Marcus Steyn is currently out on a lap.
Oh, sorry. I got very excited there for a moment.
I don't blame you, it's a very good lap time.
Well, we're very close. We're still on track. Skitter is still on track. Murray is on track. Heineke and Scula.
So
this is gonna.
We've got Michael. That's Michael Strubik. He's currently. Let's just see where he is. So he crosses the line. Oh, 203.6 away for him. So that's a really good lap there. Here comes Chris Heineke into the last corner. So approaching the line. So he is now on his flyer. Up next is Marcus Steyn, knowing that it looks like he definitely is on a fly, pushing that car to the limits. As he approaches the start-finish line, he will cross the line.
I think that was his outlap.
That was his outlap, that is correct. So it just shows that he was already on a absolute flyer of a lap.
Oh, here comes Skitter down the Conrad Straight.
It's now into turn number 23 on the brakes. You can see really getting that car as wide as possible on the outside as he can. Riding the curb just a little bit, so I'm sure he's now going to be preparing that car. Flip van Zyl 204.8. Next up, Alex Moore 203.9. So that puts Alex up into 6th. Flip van Zyl down in 13th place. So Niall, he is completed his outlap. This is for his position, a little squirrely as he comes out of turn number 23, approaching the start-finish line. He will cross. Where does that put him? 203.7. He goes into 6th place. Then we got Adria Murray. So he is coming now through turn 22, using as much of the outside as possible. Getting that Aston turned in nicely. Looked like he carried good speed through there. Approaching the line. Where does it put him? Up into 4th place.
Oh, that's a good lap.
There we go. Chris Heineke, a little bit of tyre squeal.
P8. With a 203.7. Here comes his teammate Marcus Steyn. Cross the line now.
203.6, but you can see he actually had the fastest last sector. That puts him in 6th place.
Look how close it is between the. Oh, Sean's still coming down the Conrad Straight.
I believe Sean's the last one to put a lap in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he looks like the only one that's still on track. Braking hard for Maurice. Wow, that was a good exit.
P2.
Wow, good lap. How close is that?
So there you go. That is the qualifying done and dusted.
Wow, that top 12 is very close. Top 13. Goodness.
So our top 2 in the championship start 1 and 3rd, separated by P5 Sean. And Muaf Musa, P3 in the championship, will be starting 6th. And Alex Moore, P4, will be starting 11th.
So it is going to be an absolute cracker of a race. So 1 hour to go. Comment here from Memo. This is for you, Marius. When are you joining the PC world? And bring Jakes with you, is the comment there.
Well, I think Dylan can answer that for you one day.
One day is one day.
Yeah, no, well, the next championship, if things go according to plan.
Yep, that would be fantastic. Okay, I've got to just make sure I go to drive, so that's now get rid of all the other menus.
So the SARCO YouTube page is 6 subscribers away from 400. That's very exciting.
Cool.
So go like, share, subscribe.
All that good stuff.
Yes, please. So Ruan Hanneke just wishing Slick Racing good luck there. And that would be for Marcus and Chris, right?
Yes, Marcus and Chris are Slick.
There we go. So we saw a very, very clean, forced, full manual formation lap last week in the rain. So we now have Vincent now, who is going to be leading the guys out here this evening to do that lap. And 1 hour of the mountain is worth double the trouble in terms of points. And there could very well be an upset in terms of the current championship leaders, or will there be no surprises at all?
Coming to you live, so.
Yes, that is correct.
Green light, go, go, go.
So it is always a very, very nervous starting formation, especially when you've got 20 other drivers behind you. A little bit of confusion happening there between Niall and Chris Hanneke, but now just slotting into position.
Getting those brakes, a little bit of heat in the brakes, trying to keep some heat in the tires.
Fun fact for everyone, we are on board with Car 69, my team, Ron Heineke.
There you go. I actually just wanted to get a close-up of that Bulldog, because you can see in the bottom right corner, Bulldog Skincare for Men. That is the Bulldog Skincare for Men Academy car. So now it's all coming together. guys, you can go check that out. The link is in the description. And go check out the men's range. There also is some social pages that they have got going. And what an absolutely incredible shot. With the race leader Vincent now leading them through turn number 10. And you can just get a sense of the elevation now as the cars now start going under the skyline through 11, through 12, through the S's, 13 into 14. Thank you, Bob Builder approves of this. Then down the Forest Elbow, and that's where you want to get your maximum drive out of there, because it's going to set you up for the Conrod Straight, that little kink through turn number 19. And it's just one long train of GT3 cars.
If I remember correctly, I think it's the only Hondas we have on the grid is Ruan and Paul, I think.
I think there's 3. Oh no.
There we
It's
go.
not.
There are 2 Hondas.
Two. Okay, the one guy's not.
And very interesting that they are 13th and 14th respectively, so they're very close to each other. Then it is Aston, BMW, Aston, Audi, Aston, BM, Merc, McLaren, BMW, Merc. No Porsches, interesting enough.
Yeah, there's not one Porsche tonight.
I do have to say thank you to Michael Struvic for continuing the one McLaren in the grid.
Yeah, and he finds himself in 8th place, so that's an absolute great result there. So here we go, and now headed around the last corner. And Vincent now is green, and we're racing here, the final race of the American Series here at SARCO. And it looks like Vincent now has done exactly what he wants to do, and given himself a little bit of a gap as they head down the Conrod Straight, the mountain straight. Paul Fenter in 13th place has got the other Honda of Ruan Heineke behind him. And it is going to be a very, very congested journey up the mountain.
Definitely, there's a very big gap.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, from who's that? Paul Fenter to...
From Paul, yeah, to the guy ahead of him.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting.
Quite a big gap, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's Erwin in front of him so far. But so far the man in front, Vincent now, followed by Sean Skitter, Giancarlo Scula, excuse me, and Robin van der Merwe in P4.
Vincent now immediately pushing very, very hard. And it looks like Skitter took that bite. He's sticking to it. They're already pulling a gap.
So what do we think strategy is going to be like?
So I'm almost certain that there's going to be some of the guys down at the bottom. I'm pretty sure that Flip van Zyl in his Ferrari will have an early pit. And I'm possibly suspecting that Paul would want to get out of the traffic and get himself some clean air as well.
Yeah, I think that would be how I would approach it as well. As soon as you get held up in some way or the other, it would...
Well, that was a position change there, and that is Alex Moore getting himself ahead of Niall there, coming down the Conrod Straight.
Alex Moore P4 in the championship, so can take the championship home tonight. Started in P11 up to P9 already, after one lap.
I saw Sean Herrera just closing up on the back of Chris Heineke within half a second. Oh, let me just get those other gaps up for you.
Okay, well,
We don't need the manufacturers anymore, because there we go, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the red stuff. The red stuff tells us that there is a battle happening. So currently lots of battles happening, and it is Sean Skitz who is currently the fastest man around the circuit, a 2:05.9, and that it would be with full fuel, chasing down the Aston Martin of Vincent Naldin ahead of him. And these two absolutely a blinding pace at this moment. You can see nearly 2 seconds quicker than Giancarlo in third position.
I'm just wondering now if these two are taking too much life out of their tires already, because they are pushing quite hard to stay ahead of one another.
So just in terms of
Well,
a strategy, I've seen that Neil Greening, he was further down the order. I was just wondering, there was a loner there, but he has done a pit stop. So that is all part of that strategy coming into play now already. So just looking at this little battle, this is Chris Heineke 11th, Sean Herrera 12th, and Paul Fenter in 13th place. These two
yeah,
in
Paul
half a
closed.
second. And exactly, Paul did close up. I do see that Arvia is closing up on the back of Musa. They are going to be side by side into the last corner. Is there going to be enough space there? Little look to the inside there by Marcus Steyn, but does land up just pulling out of that right at the end there. But that Aston is all over the back of that BMW, and with Musa having to go nice and tight on the inside there to defend, I think that's going to compromise his exit, and that Aston Martin might just have the legs to set up an overtake going into turn number 2.
Yeah, tuck in behind the BMW, get the slipstream, pull out the last second, but it seems Moaf is going very defensive all the way to the right hand side.
Yeah, he's putting his car exactly in all the right
Oh! Avia just understeering, touching the wall on the outside there. So that's now dropped him down the order to a 9th place. Chris Heineke and Niall trading positions once again. Alex Merck being able to get himself ahead of Avia. So Avia definitely picking up a little bit of damage there. This would possibly be the time where he should come in and get that car sorted.
Quite a
Yeah.
big hit.
So we're now following Alex Moore, chasing down Michael Strivik. Michael Strivik up into 7th place.
Oh.
Oh, little just touch of the wall there. Let's see if we can just get a shot of that again. So there we see as he goes, just getting a little bit too wrong, a little bit too much curve there. Oh, just manages to keep it off the wall, but you can just see how it just slowed down that momentum.
Yeah, very lucky to keep it out of the wall there. A very awkward spot to get it wrong. But,
So Advia still coming back on the back of Michael Strivik. 9th place there for Advia. Just want to keep the camera on the LTR driver. Is it going to go? It's a 3-way pit.
whoa.
That strategy has not worked for any one of those 3. And I think the person that will score out of that would probably be Paul Fenter, who's climbing up the order. But now Alex, Michael, and Arvia all going into the pit at the same time. It's going to be an absolute scramble on the way out now.
Wow, they all had the same idea.
Just taking a look at Michael's car, it is quite battered. I haven't seen him in any contact, but I think he's definitely come in to get that sorted and just
Yeah.
get that pace up again.
So what got my attention was Flip van Zyl 0.4 behind Wayne Bond. And looks like he got a really good exit out of turn number 2. Will he be able to set something up for the cutting? Not normally a place to overtake, but you are able to surprise your opponent if he does let that car hang out a little bit too far on the outside there.
Yeah, Wayne Bond getting a good drive up the hill. Wow, this is also a great battle.
So this is a maximum attack between Niall, Paul Venter, and Sean Lerero, who is followed by Ruan Heineke. So different cars, different liveries, similar teams. So it is going to be an absolute cracker. And you can see just ahead of Niall is Chris Heineke in that that AMG. So a massive battle happening here as well.
Sean's got past Vincent.
Well, we didn't see that.
And not only did we not see that, but the previous lap that Sean did was a 202.8.
Oh wow.
This lap that he did, and you're seeing on the bottom of the corner, they are yellow laps. But he did manage to do a purple sector for sector 2, but still did a 202.9, and that is absolutely crazy that he is 0.01 off, and it just gives you that, sorry, but that is a slower lap than your fastest. Take that.
Sean is flying.
He's pushing very, very hard.
Now obviously we've got P1 and P2 in the championship. Down the road in P2 and P3 in the race.
But I do have to come back to this battle because it is Niall who's still within that half a second of Paul Venter, and Sean Lerero right behind him. And it looks like Paul has got himself ahead of Niall because just earlier in the lap Paul was chasing him down. But maximum attack there for both the BMW and the Aston Martin driver.
Yeah, I see that Musa is also putting lots of pressure on Van der Merwe.
So that is Musa right up on the back, a little... Yo.
Van der Merwe feeling the pressure, coming a little bit too eager on the throttle out of Forest Elbow.
And
I think Musa's going to go for the dive.
Well, he's definitely got the run, but you can see the 202.8, and that is 0.01 slower than Sean Skitter's fastest time. But two purple sectors there for Moat, and it is just that second sector that hasn't given him the fastest lap just yet.
Yeah, Van der Merwe very good on the brakes into the chase. Musa could not outbrake him.
So we'll keep it here. While they're going on the straight, we can just jump back here to Niall and Sean Lerero doing his quickest time, and a little bit of a wide exit there for Niall. So just losing that drive, and it looks like that the Aston should be able to get ahead of him.
Oh,
but now there was something that happened. It looked like there might have been a move possibly made.
Yeah, because...
And he did have to slow down a bit. Oh, he went to the inside.
Oh!
Just almost outbraked himself there. But still alive and still ready to fight another lap.
Yeah, no, he can come back. I see Skitter is going even quicker with a 2027. So he is trying to extend.
Oh no! That was Chris Heineke. I saw it. Just saw it out of the corner of my eye. So let's just have a quick look here as a replay just to see what happened as he approaches into Skyline on the brakes. Oh, the car is loose. And Paul just narrowly avoiding him there. Oh, that is a big moment there for Chris Heineke.
And for Paul Venter, I'm sure he'll have to check his underwear after this.
So Chris hit that wall so hard that it actually turned his wipers on. Jeez.
Wouldn't be helping the frustration in that car at the moment.
Paul Venter under big pressure from the rear. After narrowing. Missing that.
Just a little bit of a bounce over the curb there for Sean, which just unsettled the car. Wasn't able to get that power on and get the drive they would have needed to get right up the back of Paul Venter. But I am seeing a change of positions here between Wayne Bond and Flip Van Zyl. Up in the mountain, Flip was ahead, but now he has found himself behind the BMW. And followed behind Flip Van Zyl is Etienne Mouton. And Wayne trying to break that slipstream, but the Ferrari just too quick.
Oh, the Ferrari is quick down that straight.
And Musa 0.2 of a second behind Panorama now. You're just about touching that wall, but Robin, an absolutely outstanding job here, going very wide on their exit there to set up that entry now through turns 11, now 12, and one of my favorite sections of the track.
Yeah, that BMW really looks good over this mountain.
So just got a slow warning here for Niall Bouillon. For Niall. Doesn't look like there was anything. Oh, there we go. That's what it was. So just getting a little bit of understeer as he went through turn number 10.
No harm done.
100%. So back to the move on the inside now with Musso.
Oh, what a move.
Great move there. Was able to get the drive, and that has now moved him up into 4th place. And Robin van der Merwe down into 5th position.
Very good on the brakes by Musa, and he's already pulling a gap. He looked a little bit quicker on the mountain side of the track, but very difficult to pass on this track. You have to be patient.
So someone who we haven't given much attention to this evening, and that is Gary van der Haan. Currently in 11th place between Ruan and Flip Van Zyl. You can see Flip in the background. Something has happened to Michael Strivig. Yo. Oh, sorry. Just missed that, but it was this little moment here. We're trying to get the car turned around. The traction control kicked in, doesn't get the car turned. And as he's getting going, now in the middle of the track, reversing and narrowly avoiding another car there. Sure.
I will be honest, I've done that also in the McLaren, going off there, doing a little pirouette 360 sort of a thing.
So Chris Heineke in the pits, and rightly so. We saw a horrible moment there for him. That rear just loosening up and turning the nose into the wall.
And the mountain claims another victim.
And gentlemen, that is now 20 minutes done of this race. We still have 40 minutes to go. There's still some pit stops that are going to need to be done. No one in the top has pitted yet, so I would presume that they will try and go as long as possible before needing to pit. And we also know that the pit stops definitely start changing the game as soon as guys come in, get those pit stops. And looking, the pit stop, stationary pit stops 28.3 seconds. So the average pit stops are around just under 30 seconds. So Alex Moore making a move here on Wilfred. So a side by side there, Alex is able to get his Aston ahead of the Honda, and now moves himself up into 17th place, knowing that Alex has pitted already. So Vincent in second place has got the second place championship contender Giancarlo Scula behind him, and he is absolutely flying.
I think Vincent's main goal today is to finish in front of Giancarlo.
Yes, that would be the target. The lap times are very, very similar.
Both of them sharing the Aston Martin around Mount Panorama this evening, as they have been the whole championship long.
It will be good to see a nice little battle to the end, where it's kind of the top three going into a last lap battle, winner takes all scenario.
Giving me flashbacks to F1 2021.
Yeah, memo. That corner has claimed quite a few people this evening.
So unfortunately, cameraman Tim not quite sure what to do there.
Kept it out of the wall,
so
at least.
And avoided another driver, so that's good to see.
Oh, just hitting the wall there on recovery.
But we've now got Giancarlo 1 second behind the second place Vincent now.
It's going to get very spicy very quickly, I think.
Especially now that these two are starting to catch some of the back markers. You can see blue flags are waving.
Not going to help Vincent very much.
Just sticks
it's not.
I think he was just trying to get out of the way and just clip the wall.
And rightly so, you do not want to get involved with these guys in their battle. Flip and Sell within 0.2 of a second. He is chasing down Gary van der Haar. But it is going to be just about single file up the hill. I am watching that gap between these two. And that is Vincent versus Giancarlo Scula. Skitter. Skitter in the pits.
I think that can't be right.
Well,
he wasn't that far ahead of P2 and P3.
He was 8 seconds ahead.
Okay, so I've gone back a minute, just so we can see if there was something that happened.
I know he was just 7.9 seconds ahead a moment ago. I don't know if some...
Oh!
That's a race over.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to be kicking himself after that one.
Yes, this is going to change things significantly.
So, unfortunately, what that was, ladies and gentlemen, was a Sean Skitzer smacking the wall and actually getting himself into the pits. So very, very unfortunate. They're doing so well, leading the race. We do have lots of guys now coming in and getting their pit stops done.
Well, this puts Nell and Schooler in a battle for the top spot.
This is now the battle for first place. Not only first place for this race, but first place for the championship.
And that's exactly what you wanted to see. And yeah, you
have... No. You're not putting that on me, guys. Not only that, but look who's coming to play. 2.5 seconds behind. We'll see him in the shot now. And he hits the wall. No.
No, that.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah, I hope he. I hope he didn't incur too much damage.
So here he comes around the corner now through turn number 6. Just a clip there, just enough to unsettle.
Let's hope it didn't catch that wheel at an angle that would give him some damage. suspension-wise.
So the top 3 in this race, or top 3 in the championship, whoever finishes first will take the championship, I believe.
Wow, we have a straight-on battle. Now it's going to be interesting to see who's going to duck into the pits first of those first 2.
Well, we are approaching the last half of this race. And okay, so Musa is staying out, so I think he might be comfortable with the car that even though he did make contact with the wall, he still believes that it is competitive enough. Let's just have a look at those lap times. And you can see 2:03.4s for first and second, and a 2:02.6 for Musa. He's on a charge.
Even though he smacked the wall, he's still taking time out of the first 2.
Yes, he just took about 2/10 out of them. So we are in for an exciting battle.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are still there, let us know what you think. This is going to be a 3-way horse to the end. And it is between Nel, Skula and Musa for the top spot of the championship.
Oh, Musa is pushing very hard. He made another 2/10 just in the last 2 corners.
He knows what's at stake here. He's not come to play around.
So I just need to go check those standings.
Paul Venter is starting to close the gap pretty quickly on Stein.
I just want to see what the jump is to from third to second. So there's 16 points difference between first and second place.
Wow, this is very, very close.
Even if Musa comes up first ahead of Nel will still take the championship, because Nel has got a 29-point advantage over Musa. Musa will take away 16 of that. And
well, Musa just paid up another half a second.
And the other thing is that all of the drivers up at the top have already dropped around, so there won't be any change in terms of the points dropping away and the like. So it is, whatever we see now is how it is going to end.
So if Vincent wants to win, he needs to win the race in front of these 2. If Giancarlo wants to win, he has to win the race in front of these 2. And if Musa wants to win, he needs to win the race in front of Giancarlo, in front of Vincent, if that's is that correct?
So Vincent would have to be second, be third, with Musa in front for Musa to win. So that's the thing, is that there are all these different dynamics that can play, and provided that if Nel the way it stays now, Nel is the champion. If Skula goes to first, Skula's the champion. For Musa to win, he has to have Skula ahead of Nel, which then covers off that gap of the points that he would need to make up, because there are 32 points between the first place and third place, and if that happens, Musa will win the championship by 2.
Oh wow.
Well, Musa is right up to Skula now, and I wonder if I would just mimic Nel and duck into the pits the same time as him. That's what I would do. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
So we are definitely going to keep our eyes open on this battle. But while we are doing that, there are some other little battles around. And that one that I want to keep my eye on. Oh, that's Strivik right behind the back of Memo Veronis. And did Michael get that place? Cameraman Tim's a little bit confused again. But there we go. That's that place up. Niall has got himself ahead of Sean Loureiro as Loureiro pits in. Skula still a second place behind now with Musa in the third place. This is
less than a second between them. Wow.
So Hanneke, Loureiro, Mouton, all three of them in the pits.
Well, Musa is putting big pressure on Zula now. That could play in the hands of Nel.
And the thing is that if you pit and you come out behind traffic, that advantage that you have out in front, considering the pace that these guys are going at, is definitely gonna throw you out. There is, however, a driver that they are catching, and that is a Michael Strivic and a Memo Veronis are the two that are being caught in terms of the back markers, and to have first, second and third so close behind is going to be an absolute cracker.
You do not want to get in their way.
No.
The Discord will not be very happy with you afterwards.
Yeah, but the blue flag will be waving.
Memo, however, is sound of mind, and Musa peeling off into the pits.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I wonder whether he thinks that he is possibly being slowed down, because
Yes.
his last lap was a 2:03. Remember, he was putting in those 2:02s.
Yes.
Mohamed Musa is currently the fastest lap holder, and that's a 2:02.62.
That's
Wow.
very quick. No, he looked quicker than the two in front of him. I think that was maybe a good call to duck into the pits.
Yeah. So there's Memo. You can see just touching the brakes, allowing the guys to go past. So great awareness there for him. So Paul in the pits, Marcus Steyn in the pits, Bohat Musa in the pits, Niall Boulon in the pits. So
I'm curious if they're taking tires or not. Just Niall's been in, Morph's been in the pit for quite some time. And he's got damage, I think.
ooh, he's going to come out behind Niall. So that's put him down into 10th place. And lots of traffic now between Mohat and the first place. Giancarlo now, without having Mohat behind him, has now been able to close up onto the back of Vincent again.
This is a fierce battle.
He's a lot closer on this occasion. I'm wondering if we're going to see a little move.
There he goes. So
Wrong
he
side.
does try to go
Rocky.
around the outside. Yo!
Oh, that was extremely close.
So Giancarlo able to get that car slowed down. It did show that there was a little accident. So showing that there was contact there.
Oh, Ruan.
We got Ruan, unfortunately. He's got himself stuck up against the wall. Let's just have a look to see what happened.
I think he's locked the rears. Oh, just
Oh,
coming too hot.
just came in a little bit too hot. The rear.
Oh, and got clipped by the Audi.
Oh, not a good place to be stuck there at all.
Very, very blind corner. You don't know what's ahead of you.
So Alex Moore up into 4th place now, and Giancarlo still trying to chase down Vincent now, approaching another back marker, and that is Michael Strivic, who they are fast closing down. There he is in the McLaren. And there's the battle for first and sec, and you can see Vincent is on the limit. Cameraman Tim confused once again. So Maria Rodriguez approves of this. Thank you very much, Maria. aka
Also
my mother. Oh, Sean Lerero right on the back of Paul Fenter. So I see a little yellow, the yellow and white flags coming up there for Michael, so I believe that he would have just got out the way there.
Paul Fenter actually made up a position in the pits. He was in 7th place.
Sorry, just say the game, Morris. I was actually just reading, there was a message that came on by Cans.
It's just saying that Paul Fenter made up a place in the pit stops. He was in 7th place and he's now in 6th place.
Oh.
But he's busy having to defend fiercely at the moment.
Well, between Sean and Paul, there's still low. What's that? A 203 dead for Paul and a 2029 for Sean. So still quite a hot and happening pace. Currently, these two are going quicker than first and second. The little show there to the inside by Lerero and Paul Fenter not buying it. So
Paul's going to get the better run though. Opening up the corner.
Yeah, Paul is doing some good defending there.
So I know that was a battle we want to see more of, but I could just see the 0.3 now. Schooler behind now.
So Dylan, we were talking about your mother. My mother is now in the YouTube chat. Yes, mother, it is hard to stay off the walls at this racetrack.
Oh goodness! Oh!
Oh no!
There!
Oh, no.
Mistake there by Giancarlo. That is absolute game changer there, unfortunately.
Whoa, I was just saying Schooler putting relentless pressure on Nell and how well Nell was coping with it.
Oh,
just
and
tapped
the
inside.
slightest bump. But you could see what had happened is that he did very similar to what we saw happened with Marcus, is that just hitting that curb, it just unsettled the car just a little bit. And then what happens is you lose that rhythm down the hill. And the slightest of taps just puts you in the wall.
Oh, that is so unfortunate for Giancarlo Schooler.
Okay, yeah, he's got quite a lot of damage on that vehicle. He's struggling, really.
I'm not surprised. That was a very big smack.
Oh.
Yeah, especially on the rear suspension. So that would keep him in the pits for quite a bit. Still 20 minutes left in this race. Nell has now been released.
Yeah,
so
well, because currently Nell's still in second place, and you can see 20 seconds, 23 seconds. The next driver behind is Wayne Bond, who hasn't crossed the Delta yet, so we still don't know how far away he is. And fierce battle here between Lerero and Fenter.
Copycat from the previous lap, exactly the same. Putting his car right in the middle of the track, giving no chance to Lerero.
We have a comment on YouTube from the Messi Crafter. At Ruan, you can still make it to the end. I believe so.
Oh yes.
My teammate will not give up. I have not trained him to do that.
Whoa! Yo, just see that in the background there.
Yes. Musa is coming up behind Stein and Lerero as well. Oh, was that back markers? I couldn't.
No, that was the back markers, but here we go. You can just get a shot there. You can see that BMW in the background. Yo, big moment there. And that was, I'm going to say Marcus, but they're gone Marcus. So there we go. I see Lala's comment coming up. You can still make it to the end. We've got Sports HS saying good luck. Thank you very much there for the comment. So I know, guys, hot and happening battle right here, but look at this. It is now Audi versus BMW. It is Robin versus Wayne. And this is the battle for 10th and 9th place.
Yeah, and Robin's got a little bit of damage on his left front because of that one spinner. He
Oh, yeah.
nicked as
He
he
nicked
came
Ron,
on.
yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem to affect the car much because he's putting lots of pressure here.
We do have a yellow flag for Etten. Oh, he's just pulling into the pits. No, I actually think he put it in the wall.
I hope not. Oh.
Oh, it's
Oh, he locked
unfortunate.
it into the chase.
So we did mention earlier that this is definitely a race of attrition, and so far we are seeing lots and lots of little things happening. But here we go, Musa on Steyn.
It has claimed everybody except Nel so far. Moore, the only one of the top 4 5 that hasn't stopped was Nel. But he's got a gap of 46.7 seconds.
So that will still keep him out in front. Giancarlo is now getting pressure from Alex Moore, who has had a great race so far. And you would have noticed that we haven't been talking much of him, and that's because he pitted quite earlier on. And we did say that this could be part of his strategy. And man, oh man, has it worked, because it has put him into 3rd place, having completed a pit stop. So he's really looking good.
That's where the consistency came. He's been doing low 203s the whole race long.
Starting 11th, of course, up to 3rd at the moment. And now pressuring our P2 man, Giancarlo Sculla.
And Paul Venter crept up into 4th place. Also doing consistently low 203s the whole race. He's been very consistent.
With a LTR by Schick Aston Martin in tow.
Yeah, when he came out the pits, he found himself straight into a battle, so he's going to have to fight for this position.
So there we go. Lerera has been able to set himself up on the inside through the chase, and
he's
finally
too quick.
getting that Aston Martin ahead of Paul, and gets the drive on the exit, which is exactly what he wants. So now Sean can get his head down. 10 seconds to get himself up onto the podium. But an absolute great battle here between these two, and finally being able to get himself ahead of the Honda. But absolutely fantastic to watch.
Musa is busy slowly but surely closing the gap on Paul.
And there's very close there. That was Moore moving up onto the inside of Skula. Skula now down into 3rd place, and Moore now getting up into 2nd.
Well, this could play into the hands of Musa.
But don't forget, Alex still has the chance to win the championship tonight. He is in P4. I'm not too sure. He is 54 points behind Vincent.
It can move him up significantly.
Something would, and I don't want to say it would need to happen to Nel, which would then allow Alex to get that top spot. And provided Nel is not lower than a 4th place, Nel would still win. So
there's still a 2nd and a 3rd place on play there for the championship, and Musa is busy putting pressure on Paul Venter, and Schooler. Okay, Schooler's hasn't got pressure on him at the moment.
oh no, something's happened. There is more damage on that car.
Oh no, Giancarlo.
Things, and this is exactly what I was busy saying. Again, something unfortunate happens on the mountain. And
Alex and Venter have had an accident.
So this is Musa and
Yes, something happened to Musa, yes, because he was putting pressure on Paul. So there must have been an incident there.
and now he's way down the field because he's behind
He lost-
Marcus Steyn as well. He's lost 2 places.
Yes, he lost. He lost the place to Steyn.
I'll say 2 places, but there's now 2 cars between them.
Yeah.
And sure, Giancarlo is still going, but now you can see them getting lots and lots of pressure, really fighting with that car. Larrera now up into 3rd place. Fento will be the next one to move up the order there.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get to the pits.
Very unfortunate to Giancarlo there.
Yeah, and whatever happened between Musa and Fento. Fento, okay, just moved up into 4th place because of Schooler's damage.
Yeah, but I am getting the little white flag noticed for Schooler. You can just see the amount of wheel correction he's needed to make there. And that's just trying to get the car to turn where he needs to go.
Yeah, he's really struggling to keep the car on the track, in fact. He should just move to the left.
You
Alright.
can see the attitude of the steering wheel.
Well, yeah, no, that's big, big suspension damage there.
So there goes Marcus Steyn as well as Musa.
Okay.
And Musa has been released.
Yes, now he can try and fight, because if Musa can get another position, how is that going to affect the championship
Oof.
between him and Cooler?
So I can do a quick little calculation. So currently, you know, Schooler has 21 points over Musa. Where Musa currently is, so with him being in 6th, he's going to get 140. But it all depends on where Alex Moore finishes, because currently Moore is going to go up into 2nd place. Musa will stay in 3rd. And now we'll take the championship.
Well, Moore worked him up into 2nd place. Nell still hasn't stopped, has he?
No, he hasn't.
So on my record, I've got him as stopped, yes, because you can see the gap is only 15.8 seconds.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay.
watching the gap now, so I totally missed when Nell went into the pits. Well, all he has to do is keep the car on the track, and the championship is his. So it's still to play for the 2nd and 3rd place in the championship, and that's between Musa, Moore, and Schooler.
Little change of positions here for Ruan Heineke. Adrian just getting a little bit wrong as he headed up the hill. But we will jump back to Musa. There we go. Right on the back of Marcus Steyn. Marcus now moving to the inside to defend that 5th place. It goes a little bit deep, a little bit of a rubbing his racing there.
Putting lots of pressure on Steyn.
You can see Steyn just getting that car in the middle of the track. A little bit of an oversteer moment there.
Exit will be a little bit compromised because of his line into the corner, but let's see if Musa can take advantage of it.
He's definitely going to try. Maybe send it on the inside into turn number 2.
That Merc is quite quick in a straight line.
Well done there, Musa, being able to just carry the speed on the inside. Nice tight line there, and gets himself up into 5th place. The next up is Paul Fenter and Paul Fento still chasing down Ashol Lerero. He has been able to not quite lose sight of the LTR driver ahead of him.
Yeah, he's been making up time quickly on him, so a possible podium in Paul's mind. Knowing him, he's gonna fight tooth and nail for that podium. 8 minutes left in the race.
And if you look at the top 6 drivers, 203.4, 203.6, 203.6, 203.5, 202.8, 203.8. So they're all kind of doing the same lap, except Musa has got that 0.5 advantage over them.
Yeah, Musa is very quick.
So,
But I 9 seconds would be a little bit of a tall order.
I'm sure he's not going to give up though.
Oh no, you keep on pushing. You never know what can happen in front of you, because it looks like a battle is going to ensue pretty soon between Venter and Lerero.
So we will be going back there shortly.
That's for the bottom step of the podium, so that's going to be a good battle. Van Zyl is busy attacking on.
And these two have kind of had a nice little battle this entire race. The two of them trading places all the way through.
Well, poor Schooler is still in the pits. Extensive damage in that part of his.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was a bad exit there for Lerero. And Paul now right up on the back of him, making up 0.3 of a second just because of that little exit mistake.
Yeah, that compiles the pressure.
Oh,
All over the course there. Want to get as much time out of it.
Yeah, Lerero must just keep a level head now. There's not much Paul can do over the mountain about it, but going to be up. How good that drive is down the Conrad Straight.
Got a message coming through on YouTube.
it's
Mr.
not,
Jeffries.
I think he's got your surname wrong.
It's a little joke we have.
Ah, got you. Hello, Talks.
Hello, Twiki.
No, we also here as well. Hello.
Lerero had a very good exit down that Conrad Straight.
Yellow flag for Erwin.
Oh, stuck. So let's see, coming out of the cutting, a little wheel just that was very strange.
I think his wheel disconnected.
That looked a technical problem, yes.
Yes, it did
That
indeed.
looked-
Oh, that is really unfortunate.
wow, this is really a race of attrition.
So it is Honda versus Aston Martin. I didn't see Musa in the background there. Where? Oh, there he is there.
Between those
Yeah, he's 8 seconds behind, and he hasn't made up much time on Paul and Lerero.
Yellow flag for Vincent.
Yes. Oh no! 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 No!
Can it be that?
Oh my
my
gosh,
Lord.
that is a big knock.
Are we going
Flawless
to
all evening.
total upset tonight? Are we going to see an upset?
He's in the pits.
No,
He had to spawn back.
Unfortunately,
Guys, you know what this means, right?
Musa, if he just keeps a level head, no, I don't think Musa have enough time. But what about Moore?
This is what this Moore is currently in the hot seat because he has 54 points behind Nel. Now Nel's retired, Schooler retired, Musa, the gap there is 25 points. So Musa will have to finish in second, otherwise Alex Moore is the new champion.
What is going on this evening? Wow.
What a twist.
Yes,
Did
like
not write this stuff. What?
The moment Paul Venter just had contact with Loureiro, so this is also a possibility of another upset. This has been one of the most amazing races I've seen in a long time.
Oh, just outbreaking himself. Paul goes deep into turn number 1.
which now brings Musa back into play. There he is.
Oh my goodness, what is going on?
You cannot write this script. Okay? This is
Oh my gosh. So to those who are on the stream, guys, let us know, who do you think is going to win this race? There are just so many things that can just catch you like without a moment's notice.
nobody wants to win the championship. What's going on?
Absolutely, it's just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
There comes Moore and he works his way up.
From 11th on the grid.
And a possible championship. Can you believe it?
This is going to be intense.
Yeah, into the
Musa
braking
all
zone.
over the back
Turn
four.
2.
Oh,
Flip and sell on the inside. Right behind Wayne Bond. So that wasn't for a place that they overtook. That is a back mark. I think that is Neil Greening down in 18th place.
Musa is busy putting extreme pressure on Paul Venter.
But here we go. This is the change now, because if Musa gets to third, so now I need to bring up the calculators again.
Only one more lap left of this race.
He's got the position, he's into third.
But Paul's
And
going to
that's
fight
Paul
him on the inside. There's going to be contact there. Whoa! Paul going very, very sideways there. And just managing to hang on. But we just got that notification that this is currently the final lap.
This
But
is
Dylan, as it stands,
unbelievable.
who's winning the championship?
So, hold on. I've actually got to put the points in, because the last thing I want to do is now talk about it.
Because Musa is now up into third place, and he needed Nel and Schooler to end up behind him, and not one of them are in the race anymore. How far was Moore behind
Okay,
Musa?
hold on. Then Loureiro.
This is amazing.
So Loureiro is second. So Loureiro is not really going to feature in terms of the final, but it needs to understand where it puts these guys.
Thank goodness we don't put money on these races. Lots of people would have lost lots of money tonight.
So currently, as it stands, it is Moore wins the championship by 7.
Oh, okay.
So Musa would have to have finished second. So my initial little calculations were right. Musa had to have finished second now that Moore has come up into first place.
Is this the last lap? This is the last lap.
This is the last lap. So we are now fighting.
Okay.
And this is Wayne Bond and Flip van Zyl having an absolute amazing race between these two. But the man of the hour, this is it. Alex Moore started down the grid, worked his way through the order, and he is now going to not only cross the line and win the race, but with the likes of Moore out, with Sean Skitter out, with Schooler out, you have literally seen the man come from nowhere. He now knows it. He has won not only the race, but the championship.
He's
Well
won
done, sir.
championship. Well done, Moore. Okay, and Musa, because I'm telling you, it was so close. Musa
So
ending up.
Sean Loureiro will take second place. Mohat Musa comes home in third, and that will be a second overall. Paul Venter, absolute incredible 4th place there for him. Marcus Steyn comes home in 5th. Robin van der Merwe, 6th place for him in the Audi. Niall Bullion, he is in a 7th place. Flip van Zyl managing to get himself a little gap there between himself and Wayne Bond in 9th.
I just see that Skitter is fighting Greening for a position, but he's put up the quickest lap of the race at 2:02.4.
No, that is crazy.
After he's been into the pits.
Oh, what have I done? So Ruan Hardeke 11th, Adrian Bond approaching. Looks like he's going to come home in a 12th place.
Well, we just made it for my electricity. Is going to go off in.
Jago Memlon Baronis 13th, Michael Struvic 14th, Wilfred 15th, Sean Skitter. So this is fighting for a 16th place between himself and behind is Neil Greening.
Neil Greening.
Fighting to the line there for a 17th place. Vincent Nell. He is in 18th place, so he will get some points, but unfortunately not enough to maintain that top spot on the log there.
Ooh.
And Giancarlo Schuyler down in a 20th place.
What a race, and well done to the winner of the race and the championship, Mr. Moore. Well done. It was an awesome race to watch.
So the scary thing is we are basically running out of time. We're not gonna have time to do the interviews. But all I can say is that to the drivers, to everybody that was watching, an absolutely phenomenal race, phenomenal championship. Who would have thought that coming to the last race we would have had such a change of events here?
Awesome, awesome.
Very, very, very interesting race.
Listen,
what a pleasure
thanks,
to watch.
guys, but I have to. My electricity is going to go off.
I have to shut. I have to shut down now as well.
Thanks, guys. It was awesome, and well done to all the drivers. It was awesome.
Well done.
But guys, we definitely need to set up some time to talk to the championship guys. I can see Sean's joining us, Alex is joining us, as well as Mohath. But gentlemen, my power is going off in the next 2 minutes. I have to shut down, otherwise load shedding is going to completely kill me.
Can I just say epic race?
Guys, go back and watch it. You will not believe what has happened here.
Crazy.
But just quickly before we go, great comeback there for you, Alex. Not only being able to come and take the win, but taking the championship by 7 points over Musa. Musa would have had to have finished second because of your win, Alex, to give him the championship. But with Nell crashing out, Schuyler crashing out, as well as Skitter crashing out, Alex Moore, you are the new SARCO champion.
Honestly, I'm quite surprised by that. I didn't expect to win.
I mean, from 11th on the grid, man. Well done. That was such a drive.
I'm actually speechless. We've been doing all the points, we've been doing all the calculations, we've been going backwards and forwards, and that's it. You are the new champion.
Yeah, I'm actually staggered by that. I didn't expect that. Even crossing the line, I didn't expect that.
Go back and watch it. Mohat, great drive there for you. Unfortunately, just not able to get the positions that you required for that championship. And let's go, Sean. What a great race! Yourself and Paul Fenter having an almighty battle.
Back and forth. That was still shaking. It's through that mountain. Paul had me, but straights was my savior.
Alright guys, sorry, I have to go. I've got to shut down. To everybody, to Bulldog, to Nag, to MSR, to the LNR team that came and joined us, to all the drivers, thank you so much. We will be getting our new season up in the next 2 weeks or so.